All right, so with our lovely Miss Sophie, ready, cutie? We're gonna warm up maybe with some nice find its and then work a little bit with some recall. She's like, where'd that go? Ready? Find it. There we go. Good job. So she's been doing a stellar job. She and Bernie are like BFFs. Not that Bodhi is not a good player as well, but Bodhi's a little bit bigger, and he sometimes like he bumps into her. So they still do a nice job playing, but we want to make sure that everybody's having a great time while doing some wrestles. I'm also super excited that she's going to be going. Ready, Sophie? Come. That she's going to be going into the structured play class with Sam on Fridays, I think it is. So that'll be really nice for her to be able to go and wrestle with some friends now. So she offers it now on Mondays and Fridays, where I'm normally on Tuesdays. Sophie, come. Yes, what a good job. So again, we're just sending her away, working a bit with these little recall moments. Ready? Find it. She's really doing a stellar job. Sophie, come. Oh my goodness, you're so fast. Nice job. So her recalls, I'd say, are getting really nice in here. I know I discussed this a little bit for Mr. Bernie earlier, is finding a good spot, nice job, cutie, where you guys could practice. Obviously, in the home is always a win for right now. It's cold, it's cruddy outside, it's a lot of snow. Too, with the salt on the roadways and the walkways, it's not the greatest for them either. Ready, find it. So you guys may find eventually going to like an open space, like a field. Yes. And working a little bit through some of the sniffing exercises she's been doing where she goes and gets to be a dog, but then throughout that gets to do a little honing in back on you guys from that environment would be really helpful. Sophie, come. Yes, what a good girl. Ready? So we'll do a little bit with maybe some loose leash walking. I know she's off gear right now, but it's a great way to hone in on these skills prior to even bothering with the gear as well. Nice. And I feel like for a lot of people, they become very reliant on the equipment. And I want her to start thinking there's value in just being nearby by capturing those moments where she is by the side or the leg, whatever you've been rocking. So right here, I'm a little positive interrupter just because I was losing her a little bit to the aroma in the environment. So there will be times where your puppies get lost on an odor. It's super duper normal, and who knows, maybe she did go pee already, but you know, it could happen. So since she's in season or just about coming out of it, is she'll still feel the need to leave a little bit more information behind. And the reason behind that, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, is that going to the restroom is also a form of communication. So she's leaving information about who she is, that she's in season, that she's, you know, again, this status for health-wise. So it's, again, a form of communication, unlike for us. So right now, very pretty. She's doing a great little find it. Sophie, come. Smart girl. Yes. Very good. So we'll do, again, a little bit with me or let's go, our little loose leash walk-in moments. Ready, cutie? I'm just breaking up some more of her little treats up because, again, I know they're very delectable, but she's so little, I want to make sure they're itty bitty for her so it doesn't fill her up too quickly. But then also I have more chances to reinforce. So remember our rate of reinforcement, yes, which is how many goodies your puppy might be getting within a time frame, will help to create either new associations with something they're having a hard time with for down the road, but also it's going to create a behavior that is very reliable. Ready? We'll do another find it. Because view, again, every behavior or skill set as having a bank account. So how many deposits have you put into that bank account to make them be more readily available for you for down the road, right, cuteness? So because if we have barely deposited into recall practice, then of course recall practice in the real world may not have much to, you know, rely on. Yes. So its ability to happen there is probably more than likely not going to happen. So generalizing these skills will also be really helpful. Ready? Maybe we'll try a little bit of a sit with a wait and then include that recall. So sit. I'm going to tell her to wait, take a step or two if I can have her, hold back, and then Sophie, come. Oh, she's getting so good. Nice job, cutie. That was beautiful. So again, we're going to set her up again where she's maybe a little bit easier to see. And again, right now I am sort of luring her into positions at times. Again, wait. Because I want to make sure it's easy and attainable for her when starting to kind of help her through this harder environment. So right here, a little bit excitable. So no biggie. I'm just going to bring her right back over. Ready, Soph? She's like, We're going to get that little sitting. I'm going to tell her to wait. If I take a little step and that was too hard, I maybe wouldn't add it. Right here, Sophie, come. Gorgeous. So when you're working through your skills, I know we've discussed generalization, the 3 Ds of training. So your duration, which is how long they're working something or doing something for so long in between reps. So you may find in the beginning, your duration might be only a few seconds before you call her from that weight exercise. As she gets more fluid, it might be even longer, maybe minutes. But ready, we'll do another little weight. This is really pretty. And Sophie, come. So if you're finding that they're struggling, see if you can break it down into smaller tidbits and take it from there. So if the duration is not able to go longer than 1 to 3 seconds, keep it short and create good, short, successful reps versus long ones where they constantly are getting up and wiggling. So we might get another little set. She's like, hold up. We're going to tell her to wait. She says, my friends are singing a little bit in the background and I want to go wrestle. Sophie, come. Oh, these recalls from the weight are looking really nice. What a smart girl. So we might set her up again. I'm just going to lure her with my hand. Ready? She's like, where'd you put it, crazy lady? And we'll get a little sit. Nice. I'm going to tell her to wait. She's like, oh, so many distractions. Oh, so close. So if we get a little break moment, don't worry. We can reset her up. So I'm just going to show her what she could have. Regain that little sitting position. Yeah, nice job. I'm going to tell her to wait. Sophie, come. That was really pretty. What a smart girl. If this ever gets too challenging, I know we've dived into this a little bit prior with her in classes, is let's say your babe is really having a rough time holding that sit or down position. What you can end up doing is do a find it, and then from there, practice those recalls. So we might go again from that little find it. Sophie, come. Yes. We do want to make sure, though, if recalls are going really nicely, is to not do so many that your puppy views it as almost like a really challenging like boot camp scenario. Sophie, come. Because if we always do like 15 reps every time, and then maybe one time we do even more, if it becomes really challenging for her, she might be like, you know what, recall turns into like boot camp. I'm maybe not so interested. So if let's say one day she does amazing 15 recalls, maybe another time you do 4, or you do 2, or you might do 7, but I'm not going to do like 13 every time. Sophie, come. Yes. And she was a bit distracted with an odor. She was actually checking out the cots that are up against the wall right now. And she's like, ooh, they smell very intriguing. And I was able to have her come on back from that odor. So very impressive. Ready? Sophie. Yes. So great name recognition. I'm a feed for that. You ready? We'll do a little bit with some loose leash walking. What a smart girl. This orientation to you from the environment is something I'd keep rocking. If she's doing really nice in certain venues, you can start to make the criteria a little harder in those spots. But as you're finding that the environment come springtime is much more challenging because it's very novel again for them, you may have to lower your criteria or change up your game plan depending on how they're responding. So if your puppy, never mind, the water's a little further. Ready? Sophie, come. Yes, good job. You're so smart. We want to do one more find it. But I would definitely gauge it, see how successful the sessions are going. And if at times you have to, again, change up your game plan, like maybe you wanted to work with stays, but you can barely tolerate sitting still, maybe stays are off the table for now. We work another dynamic for a few moments. Ready? You're so smart. We'll do a little with me. She's like, I guess so. What a smart girl, doing some loose leash walking. Yes. So in 2, I know I've mentioned since she's a shorter lady, you may find like the spatula or ladle or even doing, feeding the floor could be another option too. But if you don't mind hunching over and doing a little bit of a reach down, again, not the end of the world. It's good for all of us to get some stretching in. But you may find it could be an easier venue to have a target stick that you have a handle with. So it's less of you bending over and it can save your back a little bit too. Ready? We'll try maybe another little weight and then we'll give her a little breather. Ready, Sophie? So right there, positive interrupter, like I'd mentioned a little bit earlier for Mr. Bernie, could be a great one for when your puppies get a little distracted and get a little bounce back from that. So we'll try. Ready? We'll do a little sit. She's like, oh, my brain's melted. If she's getting a little tired, oh, smart girl, we're going to tell her to wait. She's like, that sounds so challenging. Her little eyes are getting all soft. She's getting pooped out. Sophie, come. So smart. So you'll see that sometimes I try to tweak it just ever so slightly with either the duration a little bit, sometimes the distance a teeny bit. But if you're doing all three of those, like your duration, your distances, and your distractions, and your pup is not doing well with holding or working the skill, try to limit some of those and stick to one of the 3Ds. And then that way you might be much more successful than trying to make it in the real world setting instantly as hard as it can be. Sophie, ready? Come. Yes, such a good girl. So, but we'll give little Miss Sass a little breather from this. I want to try a little bit with play with her and see if we can do a little bit with that flirt pull again, doing some of that on-off switch and see how she's feeling. She might be a little tired and that's okay, but we'll give it a shot. So nice job, Miss Sass. So I'm going to give her a little breather from this.